Hello and welcome back to the show, everybody. Once again, Roza is absent this week. Again, she likes to work because she likes to put food on her table. So, I'm going to present to you an interview I did with my friend, my very good friend, Sachiko. I did a couple of years ago. It's up on my other YouTube channel that I don't really produce content for anymore. But that interview with her was very interesting because we talk about dating Japanese women. Her being a Japanese woman would have great insight into what a Japanese girl thinks about when they date people from the West, because that's her preference. So I hope you guys enjoy this interview I did with my friend Sachiko, and here we go. Hello, welcome back. I have a big pimple today. Can you see? I'm falling apart in my old age. Anyway, today I'm going to be showing you guys an interview I had with my good friend Sachiko. She's a Japanese girl. The reason for the interview was because in this community, there's a lot of intercultural dating between Japanese, particularly girls, and American guys or Western guys. I'm sure it happens on between Western women and Japanese guys as well. I know a couple of cases. It just doesn't happen as much in my experience anyway, between as it does between Japanese women and Western men or guys from the West. But so if you're gonna choose that path, I think it's good to have some insight into the thought processes of particularly Japanese girls, because a lot of them don't speak English well, and for American guys, that tends to be a big wall between them. Even me, who's been in this Japanese community for 20 years, every once in a while I'll still hit like a big wall that I can't climb over. It's good to have this information. My friend Sachiko is phenomenal in English. She's really good. She's been studying for maybe 10 years, maybe a little less, but she acclimated herself so deeply into Western culture. And her English is really good, really phenomenal, actually. And I think the perfect person to give us the insight into how a Japanese girl thinks, while also being a person who thinks a lot like we do in the West, in America particularly, and Europe to a certain extent. She's the perfect person to do this and explain this to us. And I just thought it would be fun to have a little insight into how she thinks. And not that she speaks for every Japanese girl, but it's definitely important to break down the barriers and the walls that intercultural dating can present to us. At the time of this recording, she was single. She is now not. So, sorry, fellas. Get yourself another Japanese girl. But anyway, here she is. Her name is Sachiko. She is beautiful. She is talented. She's definitely one of the smartest girls I know. And here she is. Hello, Sachiko. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Today, I woke up. I went to the kitchen. And I was washing something, and then something jumped into my eye, and my eye has been red all day.
Oh no, what happened?
I have no idea. It just started. It just, yeah. I was like thinking about something and washing the dishes, and then all of a sudden, boom! Something came right into my eye, and
Did you go to the doctor?
I didn't go to the doctor. No, it's not. I didn't go to the doctor. It's not. It's not that bad. So.
Yeah, but it's something in eye. That would be something that I would go to consult a professional's opinion.
Sure, but I hate going to the doctor.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean one of my supervisor got a pink eye once.
Pink eyes.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like literally we had to wash everything she touched.
Today we're talking to Sachiko. I've known her for about 6 years, and she's from Japan. I'm going to let her talk about herself for a little bit, but you're from Tokyo, correct?
Yes.
Tokyo, Japan, and I met her 6 years ago, and when I met her, her English was already amazing, and so I'm gonna let you talk about like why is your English so good? Like I heard you used to like go around and like you were like in Europe for like a year before I met you or something, right?
No. I was in UCLA Extension Center for an intensive English education. Um, and then I went to Waseda University where I had to learn everything in English before I went to the States. So it's understandable that I was able to make myself understood when I went to the States already.
Okay.
Um, like 6 years ago, but I wouldn't say I was fluent back in the days. I had trouble um, ordering food, for example, at
Okay.
a Starbucks, and people keep missing my orders. Like I got like regular latte when I ordered like cappuccino. You know, that kind of shit happened all the time, all the time. Not anymore though.
Okay. And so you've been dating for how long? No, I mean,
Well, we
date like
went.
when did you start dating people, boys, men?
That's an interesting question. If I don't include the time that I was in high school,
Yeah.
I would say that the first time I start dating was pretty much when I turned 20.
So it's 20, and then that was you were in Japan at the time, right? Or were you? Okay.
Yeah. Well, if that count that one, then I would say 18. I was dating with this guy I met in high school, and we graduated from high school. We went different universities, but we kept in touch and then kind of dated for a while. Japanese guy, and I broke up with him pretty quickly because I got bored. Yeah.
Okay. And then you came to America, and then you started to date non-Japanese guys.
I went to the States. I It's not like proper dating, but I've dated with this guy from Mexico
Okay.
who
Oh wow, I didn't know.
is a half Mexican and half Japanese
Okay.
for yeah, for about a couple of months, and then he went back. So
To somewhere. You went back to not Mexico, not Japan.
I don't know. I think he is a baseball player, so he's like traveling around the world.
Baseball.
So I think the time he left, I think he went back to Mexico to play. Yeah, we don't really keep in touch anyway, so I don't really know what happened to him after that. Um,
So, what race of men do you predominantly date? What's your preference? I don't know what your race, not what race, but like, what's your preference?
my preference is a Caucasian male.
Caucasian male. Why? Why is that your preference?
Well,
Do they? What is it about white guys? Is it their smell?
they usually wear colognes, most of them. So that the smell is definitely one of them. But so the reason why I'm interested in learning English to begin with is that I love the movies and the characters in there, like especially Johnny Depp and Tom Cruise and all those white male and action movies and princes, um, kings and princes. Yeah. So I had a thing for white men for a long time.
So the reason is you were influenced early when you watched the movies. So you're influenced by movies mostly.
It's so and then like the way adults around me told me about things in the States and things in Western culture sounds like really fascinating. They made it sound like that it's like a wonderland or somewhere not on Earth, you know. Um,
All right.
it's probably one of the reasons. Yeah. I also like how they treat women.
On the whole, white guys, Caucasian males,
Yeah. I think in general,
American or European though.
it depends on people, but people I date, um, either they're American or Europeans. I think they're in general more I would say kind, and then they're thoughtful towards women, and I think especially Europeans. Ever since I started to date, especially British people, I think they're really, really nice and kind, and yeah, I think they're taught by their parents that to be generous with girls.
Like, as opposed to black guys or Latino guys.
Saying things.
That's what it sounds like you're saying. I know it's not the case, but it can come out that come off that way.
It's the thing.
Okay, well that's the way you perceive white guys, Caucasian guys is
Yeah, it's not like I like have the strict rules of like me not dating Asian or black people ever in my life or anything like that. It's just I prefer
you don't have that rule. Okay, yeah.
guys is what it is.
All right, okay. So what's the biggest difference between dating Caucasian American Caucasian and British Caucasian males and Japanese guys and Japanese guys?
The differences between dating Japanese guys and everyone else is that first of all, this is a pretty much biased opinion because I've never really like seriously dated any Japanese people. And I also actually haven't really seriously dated anyone for that matter. Anyway, so the Japanese people, they tend to, I think we're still in the male superiority, like society, so like societal wise, that the guys still think that they're somehow better, and then also society works that way as well. Um, Even though there's just all the, like women has the same right and all that kind of Me Too movement and everything, but I think men are still feel superior and they act like it. Um, so I don't like it, and then they don't like me because I don't really obey that sort of social rules.
You're the least Japanese girl I know.
Yeah, I've been told by a lot of people that. Yeah, so I mean they don't like me in general because I just don't really like they sometimes they prefer subtlety, so like they don't really express their feelings, emotions much. They don't tell you that they like you. They just want you to just read their mind, sort of. And yeah, I don't have that ability, unfortunately. So I want my date to constantly remind me that he likes me.
And white guys do that for you.
They do. They do. Pretty much they do. And I do that for them as well, just pretty much to remind them that I like them and I need them. I would like to spend time with them, and that's what I do.
All right, so sweat. Well, American guys are sweeter than Japanese guys so far, and that's the main difference, the biggest difference between the two.
Yeah, that would be the biggest difference. And also, well, yeah, the sweet, that's the biggest difference, I would say, yeah.
So for the foreseeable future, you will be only dating Caucasian males.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm currently seeing, well, Caucasian male. Um he's been really good to me and I really, really do like him, so I don't know how it goes with him. I would love to see that.
That's good. Yeah.
But and also there's another thing about the reason why I prefer dating not necessarily Caucasian, but like American or English speaking people, because I like speaking English with them because I feel like I have two personalities. Like when I'm speaking Japanese, I probably have a different way of saying yeah. Yeah, so I feel like when I'm speaking Japanese, I'm not being completely honest sometimes, or completely like sometimes I'm probably being too indirect. Um, yeah, whereas when I'm speaking English, I'll be more open about what I feel and what I want. Then I think I would be communicating better in English than in Japanese. So I don't know if I would ever date Japanese people ever, but I
Ever
can
again?
speak or at least understand English. That would be a plus for me. So the thing that I do care is just language preferences and
Language is the biggest.
yeah, and then whether they're sweet to me or not. Those are the two important things to me as for the dating.
White guys are sweet, and Japanese guys are not sweet. So get your act together.
Yeah, I mean, if you
White
are
guys have
dating
all the
someone, you
sweetness.
want to be treated right,
It's true. And that they do it for you. And they have done it for you for the last, how do you, 27, 26?
26, yeah.
26 for the last 6 years. So basically since when I first met you, you've
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I mean, it just happened to be a white guy. It doesn't mean that.
no bad experiences in 6 years. That's good. It's a good track record. They've all been good, well, at least learning experiences. Yeah. Thank you for your insight on dating American men. And there you go. We didn't film a proper closing spiel, so that's why the video ends abruptly like that. I didn't talk to her about everything I wanted to talk about, but we got through a couple of important things, I think. But I hopefully hope to talk to her again about and go deeper into sort of her dating life and dating life in general in the future. So, and if you like this, please like and subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.